guys, and welcome back to Souls Lab 2. So it is Thursday, January 11th, 2023. Sorry, 2024. I'm still getting used to saying that, by the way. We're already like 11 days in. Still feels weird to say that. Unfortunately, this will probably not be going out before midnight, as it's only like almost 8 minutes away. Regardless, I started on this a lot later than I intended. School went for a while today, ironically, all the way till like 2 p.m. And then after that, I was kind of tired. I didn't technically sleep, I just felt like just doing anything but this for a bit, so yeah. I still wanted to at least film the video on the day it was supposed to. I don't really care at this point if it doesn't come out at before midnight. I just at least want the video filmed before midnight. That's at least something. Actually, fun fact, I think even last year's video for this came out late too, so actually this is not a surprise at all. Or at least in the slightest. Let's jump into it though. As you guys can see, the lab is decorated with a ton of decorations. Now I just want to clarify, this is going to be a bit of a smaller party compared to the last party. So, with all that being said, I think it already starts making itself pretty clear here that that's actually serious. As you can see, this is decorated with a number 9, which was, ironically, literally added last minute. As I realized there was nothing right here in the middle, so I had to put something there. We even have some white decorations themed right here, because that is ironically the colors of this party, if you don't technically count this. Which, the reason why it's designed like this is purposely because of what we're about to see in there. Which will explain why all these red glazed terracotta blocks are all over the place. When we get in there, that will explain why. Either way, I still think this looks very cool. Probably not as cool as the previous year. I'm honestly not going to lie. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. This obviously isn't my personal favorite anniversary party. I've obviously done better, but you'll know why that's the case very soon. But first, we have January 25th to February 1st for the Winter Luau 2024. And fun fact, let's claim the Souls Lab 9th anniversary hat right here as the January 11th item, which I also made, literally also right before recording this video, as I didn't make it, at least until just like about a few minutes ago. Now we have a ton of items leading up throughout the week up until January 18th. We have 3 items for January 15th because that's the anniversary day of Souls Lab in general. And so much so that the anvil had to be moved right here. So as you can see, this is from January 11th to the 18th, so it's only a week long. Now, you're probably managing to notice the last few years, the anniversary parties have only been a week long. That should probably be a thing going forward. You know, remember when a majority of these used to last like 2 to 3 weeks to even a month long? I'm glad we don't do that anymore. That actually was way too long. This makes more sense. So as you can see, we have something up here that does say 9 years, which is very cool. We even have a number 9 cake right here in the middle, as always, which is pretty cool. Although actually, I don't think we actually had the anniversary cake out here in this spot last year. No, actually, I think it's ironically where this tree was actually the year prior, except it wasn't changed to the pink tree yet, so, or the cherry tree, but regardless. I put it back in its normal spot this year, because why not? And now, this is where things get depressing. I'll explain why there's crying obsidian everywhere. Because there is an intentional reason. First things first, let me just put Mr. Sheep somewhere so we can actually read the sign. Because he's just going to keep moving all over the place. Let me just drag him over here. Much better, because we need to obviously read the sign and his message. So, the following. Lego. Words can't describe how sad we felt creating this party, because this is the first ever time we celebrate the lab anniversary without your sister Rose Crystal, aka the one that started this entire lab series as a whole. It's gonna be so sad without her. And that's actually not a joke. This is actually serious. This is the first ever Zola's Lab anniversary ever in its entire existence where Rose Crystal straight up is not here. I am all alone this year for the Zola's Lab anniversary. This is actually extremely sad. I am actually very sad. We have never celebrated this without Rose Crystal. I'm being dead serious. And this party will truly explain that. I'm not kidding, guys. This is actually serious. She's not here. And that's extremely unfortunate. It's gonna suck even more on the actual anniversary day itself, where she just straight up is just not here to celebrate with us. She was last year, but that was in Zola's Lab 3. But yeah. Mr. Sheep, you are not wrong, man. This is gonna be the most depressing anniversary we have ever had in this lab history. And this sign right here also can explain that too. As you can see, missing, we miss you, by me and all the sheep. Of course, this is referring to Rose Crystal, because unfortunately she is not around to celebrate the anniversary. It's true though. This is going to be very unfortunate without Rose Crystal here. So, we had to take this anniversary a little more seriously, which is why you can see a majority of the lab is just straight up dark in terms of like its lighting. You'll notice that can purposely explain why there is crying obsidian everywhere. And now that can explain why there is red terracotta blocks all over here, as a simple reference to the fact that unfortunately Rose Crystal can't be here for the anniversary of Zola's Lab. So to honor that, we put some red glazed terracotta blocks that of course look like roses to of course represent Rose Crystal, to unfortunately honor the fact that she's not going to be around for this party. Or even the Zola's Lab free one. Which is honestly very unfortunate. I'm actually seriously am not messing around. Everything I just said is serious. And, oh, wait a second, I forgot about the roof. Let's go there real quick, because it was actually one of the rooms I did actually last minute, before recording this video. Oh, come on! Well, the only thing I did up here was a number 9 made out of cakes, which is pretty cool. Alright, let me just go ahead up there and close that real quick. The backyard, unfortunately, despite it having construction, it was unfortunately not updated. Actually, there are some rooms that did have construction that are not updated in this party. Because unfortunately, I did not get around to it. Now, you'll notice that it does light up here in the lab. And which it does. This is to kind of brighten up the mood a bit, as what we just saw was very depressing. So we decided to brighten up the mood a bit by having some of the rooms still lit up. While some rooms, like the sheep rooms for example, are not updated, in fact, like pretty much like half the lab isn't even updated for this party. And also to specifically clarify, it just hit midnight, but like I said, I did not care. As long as I started filming this on January 11th, I would be completely cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, before midnight, in Central Standard Time. That's right! Good, I still have a chance to get it up there. Okay, Go Get 33 just replied to me saying exactly that, so... Oh, thank God. We can still get it up at midnight in, like, Central Time, which is technically an hour behind me. So, hey, we still got that. So as you can see, there are cakes all over the lab, and it's mainly just cakes all over the lab just in general, as honestly that's all I felt like really doing for this party. I mean, could you blame me? What do you think we just saw up there? And there are still some sheep around here like Sparkles Jr. and Blossom itself. Going in here, we have the TV and game room, which is mainly updated with just cakes, and some cool decorations made out of white. Because why the frick not? No, like seriously, why not, man? While most rooms are technically lit up for this party, I'll get to that in a few minutes. Let me go down here real quick because this actually looks really cool. Alright, so as you can see down here, the underground party room is updated. It is one of the last rooms to be darkened like this. And yeah. Anyway, most of these rooms, like I said, are not updated. Mainly because I didn't have enough time to do it. I started this very late at like... I want to say like 5 p.m. EST. Or something around that. I actually took multiple breaks. Just because... I don't know. I just wasn't really up to it for some reason. But regardless, the underground party room does look like this. We got even more white streamers around here as well, with more crying obsidian. And the dance floor has been made into a number 9, with some pink as well. And a rose in the middle to, of course, conflict with, again, you know what. Now that we got the underground party room over with, now it's time to go to probably the most depressing room in this entire party. That's right. It's Rose Crystal's room. Out of all rooms, it needed to look like this. With her not here, it had no choice but to look like this. And this is where our second missing sign comes into play. Missing. It's unfortunate you aren't here to celebrate with us. It seriously still is true. It really is unfortunate that Rose Crystal is just not around during this time. As of right now, she is far, far, far away from where I live right now. So, unfortunately, she is not able to join us on the 15th. Which can explain why this sign is here. As you can see, Rose Crystal's room doesn't look that different. Okay, the lighting mainly is exactly that, with this being slightly updated to conflict with the dark room that we have going here. These have also been mainly changed to roses as well to also conflict with that as well. Even this was also changed too, which is pretty cool. Outside of that, there's not much else to say. Regardless, let's move on. And while this room might be slightly darkened, it's mainly again to just conflict with this very room alone. Now that we got that out of the way, there's not much else to say about this party outside of course, just a few more rooms, such as the hallway for clear example. As you can see, it looks like this, and it looks very cool. The library also looks pretty cool as well. Let me update the map just real quick. Yeah, I knew something fell off about that map. Much better. Alright, okay. Oh! So I didn't have this on the whole time. Okay. I literally just realized that. I was wondering why that was still at the end of my inventory. Okay, so yeah, the map is updated for this party, and it is pretty obvious as to why that's the case. My brain sheep is here as well, with some cakes here as you may notice. The library also looks pretty cool. Even though there's not that much decoration, I still did something in this room. And the same can also be said for the HQ. While there is a lot of decorations here as you can see, it's not as much as compared to previous years, or at least in terms of just the rooms we just saw. Regardless, the HQ down there is not updated, so we're not going to be going down there. With all that being said, at least the HQ lobby is updated, and at least that's what matters. We actually only have a few rooms left. One of the last ones being Snowland, which only mainly just has cakes. Which, ironically, is very similar to the 7th anniversary party a few years ago. How the heck is 2022 2 years ago? That just feels wrong. Regardless, this is Snowland, and it honestly looks so freaking cool. We have cakes everywhere, as you can see, which is awesome. And genuinely, seriously, it just looks so freaking cool. It really does look cool. And, yeah. With that said, one of the last rooms in this party, which I think this actually, ironically, might actually be the last room, is, ironically, the, ore room. Yeah, the giant window room is not updated in this party. Regardless, this is very cool. And I'm just gonna... Okay, I thought for a second that that one in the middle wasn't lit. I'm gonna see if the balcony was updated. I'm pretty sure I was gonna update it. Nope, I never ended up updating it. It's like one of 2 rooms that had construction that ended up not being updated for this party. So, with all that said, that wraps up this episode of Zola's Lab 2. The next episode will be out on January 15th for where we do something to celebrate this anniversary. And while we unfortunately don't have Rose Crystal here, we'll still do something to celebrate this wonderful anniversary. Even if the one that started this entire series overall isn't here, I promise we're still going to do something. Even though it will feel very, very, very unfortunate and sad. Until then, I'll see you all next time. What is your thoughts on this party, by the way? I know, we're actually taking this a lot more seriously. And, dang, I did not think we would go to this extent. But it had to be done.